विश्वेश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमविबन्धना मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ओंकारं बिंदु संयुक्तं नित्यं ध्यायन्ति योगिनः कामदं मोक्षदं चैव। ओंकाराय नमो नमः। ओंकाराय नमो नमः। ओंकाराय नमो नमः। सर्वमंगल मांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Namaste, Hari Om, Sai Ram. Good evening, everyone. You know, 18 years later, 2007 is when I came to the Noida Samiti and my journey with Sai Baba started. So I'm so happy that 18 years later I'm meeting my old favorite people and I started to take the baby steps towards spirituality, holding the hands of my uncles and aunties, and who got me into the wonderful world of Sathya Sai Baba, Sai Ram. And I remember still how much reluctant I was to even enter the science center. I remember I used to only look at the photograph of Shirdi Sai Baba and not at the photograph of Satya Sai Baba, because I thought I don't want to get into any more Babaji. So one Babaji is enough. Not knowing that this Babaji is a very naughty Babaji and he has his way of catching you. And so it's beautiful. Whenever I come here, I feel I've come back home. And to all these amazing elders who have inspired us on this path. So to all of you, I pay a lot of gratitude and respect for holding on to that torch and passing on that light to us. As we say that the lamp of love can be lit by those who are holding the light, and we can keep growing the light by lighting lamps. From one bright lamp, we can get a million lamps lit. And so today morning, it was beautiful. In the group, I had posted this message of an old alumnus of how a little girl called Geeta, who was 9 years old or 5 years old, and she used to help Professor Kasturi with printing of the Sanatana Sarthi. And one day she had ink all over her hands and face, and Baba said, what are you doing? And so it was told to Baba that she was helping in the printing of the publication. And so Baba blessed her at that time that her name would appear in Sanatana Sarthi. And so the story goes that after 40 years, this lady came and gave a talk in Prashanti Nilayam, and Baba remembered the promise he had made 40 years earlier, where he said that, see, I told you your name will appear in Sanatana Sarthis. Meaning to say that the message was that Baba doesn't forget anything. That's what they were saying. But Baba, the promises that Baba makes, or what Baba foretells about people's future, it happens. So it was just one more reminder, and I'm sure each one of you who have been fortunate to have known him and come close to him in proximity would know that is true. It is like Baba's word is like Vedam, and it is indeed truth. Just like all of you, I also happen to be recipient of his love, extreme love. And also, he told me about things about me, of what will happen to me in the future and what I'm going to do, which I remember at that time I disbelieved, because my reality was very different. Working in the corporate world, or working as a consultant with the corporate world, and how he said that you will conduct satsangs, you will travel across the world, and my love will flow through you. At that point of time, seemed like almost something bizarre, something out of the ordinary, and he even said that you will conduct satsangs, and it will be, sessions will happen, and this my love, my presence will start flowing through. And here we are, 18 years later. The script is unfolding exactly as the master had told at that time, which I disbelieved, and that just tells me that it was actually just a reminder of that this is how we are very fortunate that the master not only knows everything, but the master words are not to be taken lightly. Let's try and remember some of the things that he has said, because we are going through a process where the world is a little unstable. The world is going through a lot. And in our families, in our homes, in our environments, in our societies, a lot is going on. So let's just remember some of these things. What are these truths that Baba spoke about? First one, Baba said, I am God, you are God, and the only difference is that I know that I am God, but you do not know that you are God. And I have come. I have taken a human birth only to remind you of your truth and to give you the experience that you are God. So that is very important for us to understand that our work, the work that we have in front of us, is that our work is not over, but by just singing his bhajans, doing his seva, or reading his books and listening to his discourses and listening to hundreds and millions of stories of how Sai Baba is God. I don't think any one of us needs any more proof that Sai Baba is God and is omnipresent and is everywhere. And therefore, right now he is here, part of us, talking to you, listening to you, everything, it's him only. So that part of that miracles, seva, bhajans was the starting point of our journey. So that our mind, which was full of the world, could focus towards God, could focus towards godliness, could focus towards goodness. Because Baba used to say, good is better than God. And the idea all this while was to get us into the world on the path of God. And slowly, as we continue on that path, our chitta becomes shuddh, it becomes pure, and our mind starts moving from being a tamasic mind to a rajasic mind, and from a rajasic mind to a sattvic mind, which is then becomes steady. And we move towards the ultimate consummation of a human birth, which is to become one with the divine. So the various paths that he gave us, the bhakti marga through bhajans or namasmarana, the path of seva or the karma yoga, he gave us so that we can work towards others. Selflessness could come in us. Third, he brought through study circles, he brought the jnana marga also, and he also kept giving us discourses. He spoke to us thousands and thousands of times, and every time the message was one. What was the message? I am that formless consciousness, which is the God principle, which is everywhere. It is present everywhere. It is omnipresent, it is omniscient, and it is omnipotent. And that principle, the all-pervasive principle, the energetic principle, has taken a human form to tell you that my truth is not this form. My truth is that I am the formless, and my truth is your truth. But somehow, we just got confined to step 1, step 2, and step 3, which was listening to his talks, singing his bhajans, and doing seva, which was prescribed and still is prescribed, but it is the beginner's path. That once that purity comes in, once that clarity of what the master has come and said, master said that my story is in your story becoming my story, which is that you should become one with me, that my message should be your life's message. Which means we have to walk on that path and become one with him in every aspect. That's the whole idea. But what do? We stop at one thing because we like it. Somebody likes to sing, somebody likes to seva, But there is no personal transformation. We still feel angry, we still feel jealous, we still feel dissatisfied, we still feel, find faults with others. We still have so much work to be done on ourselves. We just never started to walk on the real path. And we just thought that we are happy with what we were doing. Right? And very early in my experience and understanding of, because as I have said this many times, I never became a devotee of Bhagavan because I felt that was too onerous a task, too big a responsibility. I found the path of loving him, and therefore I have done everybody knows, whether I was here, wherever I've gone, I've done unconventional things. I've always stepped beyond the system, because the whole idea of humankind is emancipation, is freedom, is liberation. But what we are doing is we are tying up everybody into rituals, routines, discipline, process. The whole idea of process was to get us into that understanding. Ultimately, the whole idea is to liberate. But what we did was, we never ever do any manana. We never challenge. What is the master really trying to say? We just go in the physicality, but we don't look at the essence of what is the essence of what the master is telling us. Right? And that requires contemplation, and that requires the ability to go within and find for ourselves what the master is really telling us, showing us. Is showing us that our reality, our truth is that we are one with that Lord. There is no separation. There is no difference. But we fall short of, we stop at constantly singing the glories of that Lord, believing that that incarnation was a divine incarnation, a godly incarnation, and we just keep remembering only that. While remembering that is brilliant and we must do it, but that is just the step one. We must take a step on the pathless path of transforming ourselves, of becoming one with Him, not by changing our names and add a sign to it, or by wearing, some different kind of clothes, or change our physical appearance, by actually being one in our thoughts, our words, and our action. In three current Shuddhi, we should become one with that Divine Master. Right? That means, when my Baba used to say, I will pray to me that I should think through you, I should see through you, I should talk through you, I should hear through you. What does that mean? Meaning to say, in all aspects, there should not be any difference between you and me. And that was the only message he gave me. Every time Baba used to tell me in dreams, and when he used to meet me, he used to say, you and I are one. And all this while, that was the only teaching I got from him, that you and I are one. My mind never could actually figure it. My mind used to be an obstruction to that idea. I used to like it when he used to say it, right? Anybody would say, when your favorite guru or your God will tell you that you and I are one. You like it at a mind level. You sometimes have an ego around it, but you do not understand what it really means. What does it mean to become one with Him? And my journey was actually going all out to experience that oneness. He's saying it, but I have to qualify. That is in my future, but that doesn't mean that I will not have to take those steps. And that one thing I understood was that this journey of life is not about acquiring anything at all. The only way you can become one with Him, my Baba was a fakir. Whether he was in Shirdi or whether he was in Parthi, he was a fakir. He did not own anything, right? And the fakir attracted everything because he held on to his divine truth. In thoughts, words, and action, that divinity was coming through, whether it was in a small village called Shirdi or whether it was a small village called Puttaparthi. The whole world came to him because of just the power of truth, the power of love that they held. Okay, which meant that actually they were all unknown people, right? When they were born, the smallest of the villages, unknown, and yet by just holding on to that truth, they became the centers of the universe, and the whole world knew that God had incarnated on earth, right? And so is the story of Maharishi Ramana, and so is the story of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, so is the story of all those masters who have just sat. But the condition is that you have to become a no one. You have to be a nobody. You have to let go of all that brilliance and ideas and the powers and the designations and the authority and the anger and the discipline. Everything you have to let go. I realized that he was saying, I made you a successful person. I gave you an intelligent mind. Now surrender everything to me. It's very difficult for us to surrender. It's very easy. We say, oh, we surrender to you, God. People will go in a temple. They will actually fall at the feet of the idol. And we will, say 100 times we will do Rudram. Somebody will, we will keep chanting because it's very easy to do it. But we will not leave the things that we are holding within us. That's the only thing that only we know. And to others, we show that we are such great devotees. That's why I never tried to become a devotee. I remember when I came to Sai Baba Samiti, first time I came in and I was used to hugging people, and I started to hug people in the Samiti also. And I was warned very sternly by people who said, no, Sairam, you have to just do this and you don't have to hug anybody. This is not a discipline. I used to find it very odd that, they're loving people and they're asking me not to do this. But of course, as I said, I wasn't wanting to become a devotee of Baba. I continued what my heart was telling me. And in a few months, the whole Samiti was hugging each other because this is the power of love. I went to my God only out of sheer love for him, and he loved me back. He used to call me once a month. Every month I would go to him. 1 week for 20 months, I went to him. And Baba used to pay for my fare, my travel air tickets. He used to pay for my taxi fares. And Baba used to keep me at his feet for 1 week, morning, evening. Everybody thought, this guy is some VIP over there. I had no clue what was happening over there. I fell in love with him. He fell in love with me. Of course, he loves everybody. But, and this beautiful saga, no understanding, no knowledge. All that I was told was, let go, let go, and let go. And as they say, let go and let God. Because we are holding to things. And only we know inside, and a lot of people come to me, asking me to help them. And when I tell them about what they need to focus on, what is the work that they still need to do, they get angry at me. Their ego is so high that they will get upset with me. They will not speak to me. They will go, run away. And, all that. I've seen so much of the drama now because our ego just doesn't allow us. Everybody is hiding. Everybody is scared. Nobody wants to face their own reality, their own selves. They will go to healers. They will go to therapists. They will go to magical places. They will spend so much money so that somebody should magically align their energies. They should, take away. Somebody thinks somebody is a victim of, jealousy. Nobody is wanting to look within and say, look, this whole world is a manifestation and a projection of my own mind. Nothing else. This whole world is a false illusion. If you align yourself with that pure consciousness, I tell you, at every step of my way, I experience only magic and miracles. Wherever I go, things just start happening. I don't even think about them. I don't even ask for anything. I don't even pray to anybody. I'm not asking anything from God at any point of time. What should I ask? I'm not a beggar. I have no personal interest left of my own. If I and my God are one, then what else do I want? I'm God. What more do I want? And God actually doesn't want anything for himself. God wants to only give to others. So where is the question of us seeking anything? We've just got it wrong. We have been applying the principle absolutely in the opposite way all through our lives. And then we keep thinking, oh, I'm a victim of this. I'm struggling for somebody says I'm struggling in career. Somebody says I'm struggling in money. Somebody says I'm struggling in health. Somebody says I'm struggling with this. But actually, this is all made by ourselves. God never created any of this. But we don't like to hear this because we want somebody else to be blamed, some circumstances to be blamed, people to be blamed, time to be blamed, or whatever. But life actually, in my experience, is actually so simple. And we don't like it that because it's so simple. We want drama. We want stories. We want to pin titles on people. Just imagine, we try to help each other and then we create egos around it and then we start to blame each other and then we just start creating nonsense after nonsense after nonsense. And then we say, this is happening. So if you were to step back, remember, God said, I do not interfere in the workings of man. I am just a mere witness. I'm a drashta. I watch the play of karma. I watch people, doing this. But those who come to me, those who surrender to me, I will take care of them. But that does not mean He will take care of us. The God, whatever, if you call it he or a she, will take care of us. But we cannot abdicate our responsibility. We cannot let go of, we are accountable for our lives and we must do what is right. We keep doing everything for others in the name of trying to, do things for others. But we actually abdicate the responsibility of first realizing the truth of ourselves. Can you imagine how can we help anyone? We want to help our children, we want to help our wife, we want to help our in-laws, we want to help our God knows, whoever. But we've not even helped ourselves for which we took birth. These relationships have come today with us. Tomorrow they are not going to be there. They were not there in the past life, nor are they going to be with you in the next life if we continue like this. And but we are all stuck because of A, B, C, D reason. You all know this truth. I am not speaking to you anything that I have not spoken before. All I am saying is, please, it is not that difficult. You just have the courage of following what the Master has said. Actually, without thinking of the consequences of what you are going to do. Why we start, meandering, how we start to revert, change from our path is because we have attachments, we have expectations. And because of that, we start to make minor adjustments in what we must do. And therefore, we start compromising. And therefore, we don't even know then what the reality is, what we are actually trying to do. We're all basically, all of us are innately, hugely great human beings. We are divine beings. We need to just step out of where we are. We are at a very beautiful space because we've had the grace of our Master. All of us, we can't say that, somebody has more grace and somebody has less grace. That's nonsense. Everybody is equally endowed. All of us. But why somebody has moved ahead of us in the spiritual journey and why somebody is standing where one is standing is only because of our mind. It's because of how much we have actually resolved within us to walk on that path. And so I'm telling you, mind is the biggest bluffer. It creates scenarios. It puts situations in front of you. It creates scenarios for you. They look so real because that's what is the mind's job. And we believe them to be real and we fall for them. And I was able to break it because I realized I had the promise of my master saying, you and I are one. I said, if he is telling me, he who I, am convinced is God, okay? I am convinced he's God. There are millions others who says he's God. If he has said that he and I are one, who am I to even doubt that? Just imagine. Actually, that promise is not just for me. It's a promise to everyone. Right? I am that. Tattvamasi. We all are divine incarnations on this planet Earth. The only reason why we are not able to experience that we are that divine incarnation is because our mind has created a block. It has said, no, Sai Baba is God and he looks like this. He wears an orange robe, he has curly hairs, and this is his big pictures. In every room of your house, you will find pictures. Or somebody says Jesus is God, somebody says Ramana Maharishi is God, somebody says Meher Baba is God. Everybody, the followers of every guru think that their guru is God. They're absolutely right. Because that is the truth. If tomorrow you will put my picture also and you will say it's God, that is also truth. What is wrong with that? Because that is really what our master's first declaration was, I am God, you are God. But have we accepted that idea? We say no. Our mind says no. There is only one God. Somebody says Rama is God, somebody says Krishna is God, somebody says Devi is God, somebody says Shiva is God, Brahma is God, and we fight for it. But that name, remember, Sai Baba said, you pray to anyone, you pray to Jesus, you pray to any guru, it will all come to me. What does it mean? There is only one consciousness. Names are many, essence is one. So that means today, if I see on the screen, I read all your names who are attending, and so many are sitting here. Our names are many, but our essence is one. We are all one. The only difference is that you are still trying to convince yourself that, yeah, everybody keeps saying it. This idiot also keeps saying to us every time. But you are not experiencing it because you just don't believe it. You have made a block somewhere where you're not willing to, pass on to this. Your mind has control on you, and the control is so strong that you do not allow this idea to come in, that actually you are a divine being. You are none other than Sai Baba. And the golden age does not mean that there is an age which will have golden lights coming in. The age of love and light does not mean that, you will have Prema Sai, jumping up and down, and you will say this is. It is when each one of us finally recognizes that our goal is to become gods ourselves. He says that I'm going to sow the seeds where everyone starts to experience their own divinity, not my divinity, not Sai Baba's divinity, not a Madhusudan Sai's divinity, or not to somebody else's divinity, our divinity. And we must take responsibility for it, because the reason, human birth is so precious. We're wasting our birth by not stepping into that. We can do yoga, we can do pranayama, we can do, some people can run, some people can do long walks. But anything physical, anything outside, we are happy to do. But you say, start going within, very difficult. Give us some easy job to do. You have to first convince yourself, convince your mind that your true reality is divinity, is God. Unless you do that, any other thing that you will do will always end up in creating separation. The whole reason why this world is fighting with each other and will continue to fight for the next few years, because everything has to be destroyed and everything has to be brought down. There's going to be such chaos and annihilation that you have never seen before. And unless you have gone within, you will not be able to bear what is going to now start happening. Because time has come where everything has to crumble down. Because for a new house to be made, the old house has to be first pulled down. It has to be brought down. It is being brought down in a very, very rapid manner now. The time is now crunching. It's escalating. Everything is going to start happening very fast. While that is happening, the inner strength, the inner being, the divine has to start expressing itself out. We cannot be chicken-hearted any longer. We cannot go and beat about the bush any longer. We cannot escape responsibility any longer and say, and hide behind this. We have to take the bull by the horns. We have to take full responsibility and accept this responsibility on ourselves, that I am going to walk the path where I am not attached to anything, where I have no expectations from anyone, where I am absolutely detached and my every breath is absolutely for others. Complete selflessness. Where you live every moment so that you can be there for others, because life was never meant to be selfish. Because we look at separation, we look at all of us with different names and different faces, and we start making judgments. We like someone, we dislike someone, we have problems with someone's habits. We have no acceptance at all. Yesterday we were good friends, tomorrow we start fighting, next day we start to, one time we want to always be together and share everything with each other. Next day we start to avoid these same people that we were with. This nonsense has happened for too long, far too long for us to continue doing this. This game of coming together, running away, coming together, running away, and looking for some kind of answers outside of us. When this whole creation was based on the principle of oneness. There's only one creative life force, which we call as God. I call it love. You may call it by an energetic presence. Somebody calls it consciousness. Name is not important. You can call him by him or her or it or whatever, expression you want to give. There is only one. Purnamada. It is all one big whole, and we all are little nuggets which have come out of that big whole, and therefore all of us have all the qualities of that whole. So therefore we are whole and complete. We are that one consciousness. So what I am saying is, if we start to view this life from the lens of oneness, then all our problems will cease, because all we will see everywhere around us is a manifestation of our own selves. But we find motives behind others, we start finding faults with others, we start to blame, we start to make stories, we start to create judgments. Some people, want to escape someone, somebody wants to be with someone. We are constantly in this raga and dvesha. One time, people message me and say, oh, I'm feeling such ecstasy, I have experienced that. Next day, they fall into these petty traps of jealousy, petty traps of, judging others. And suddenly that love disappears. And suddenly, we start having all these kind of things. This is all what the mind does. Mind is a factory of all this. So just recognize that there is no other in this universe. everything is a projection of your mind. Every time you feel agitated, every time you feel you need to blame someone, okay, every time you feel the need of hanging somebody else because of something that is, something bad is happening in your life or you're not feeling good, please just close your eyes, go and take a cold shower, put ice on your head, and tell yourself it's only your head which is, doing all this. And stop sticking needles in, on people. Stop putting blame on others, because the more you do it, the more you are causing harm to yourself, the more you are away from ever experiencing your own divinity. If you have to become one with God, then you have to be like God. And you have to let go. Remember, so I started off with this principle, you have to let go. And all my journey of 18 years with Sathya Sai Baba, this is all that I understood. He said, let go, and let go. Let go of your ego, let go of your competition, let go of your attachments to people, to relationships, let go of your attachments to your wealth, your property, whatever. Just let go. And when you let go, and this is what Krishna said to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, he taught him the Sankhya Yoga, he taught him the yoga of action, he taught him the yoga of bhakti, he taught him the yoga of dhyana. And after having taught him everything, which is, by the way, we've covered everything in the Pathless Path, a 40-day program. In the end, he says, just let go and surrender to. So we must understand. Somebody, messaged me the other day and said, I've understood that it is all about surrender. I'm surrendering to him. I said, please make sure you understand who is that him, who is that Krishna, who are you going to surrender to. If you get that definition wrong of who you are going to surrender to, you may actually make a mistake once again. Who is Krishna? Who is Sai Baba? Who is Jesus? If you can answer that question, then only you can surrender to him, no? But if you have a wrong understanding of who that him is, you will make the wrong analysis and your actions will be again falling into another trap. If you think Sai Baba is this form, if you still think that Sai Baba is just this form, then you still are in the rudimentary stage of understanding who's actually Sai Baba is. But if you think that Sai Baba is all these people who are sitting here in this room and all of you who are there on the call, if you understand that that is Sai Baba, then I can understand that you can really know who to surrender to. So you have to be very careful. Where are we in our understanding of this truth of the self? Because it is the truth of Sai Baba is the truth of each one of us. Each one of us is sharing the same truth. Baba just came to show us, to guide us, to motivate us, to inspire us. All his miracles and all that millions of stories we've heard and participated and some of our experiences was only to tell you that the divine takes a human form. If the divine has taken a human form, it's not just to attract. Remember he said, I have not come here to attract followers. I have not come here to create a cult. I have not come to create a faith here. I don't want to create a religion. I have only come to tell you, you are God. Yeah, to awaken, to light the lamp of love in your heart, to get you to that path. But what do we do? That's it. And then we think we have done it. And then we get angry with others. Oh, he did not call me. He did not give me the first bhajan. He did not do this. He did not do that. We have to go beyond. We have to be like him. Simple. And I just understood that this is what this is all about. And of course, he'd figured out that he knew, of course, my destiny. He had, of course, knew what I'm supposed to do, because as I started off by saying, he told me things about myself that I did not believe. But of course, I was a fool. What would I know? But then he made sure that I lost interest in everything else. But God became my only obsession. I was so much in love with my Guru that I said, I have to be like him. There was no physical connect. God is, or a Guru is not a physical person. A Guru or God is an energetic presence. You can be with your Guru at all the time. Because remember, there is a oneness principle. But if you are in the separation principle, you will always see differences. But if you are in that oneness principle, I tell you, I truly lead and live a magical fairy life. The only thing that I, in this life that, which I can cause it a little bit of a challenge is that because the energies that come in are so strong that sometimes it creates a physical discomfort in my body, right? But I have accepted it, and I have accepted that, okay, this is part of the journey. And in my acceptance, therefore, it doesn't bother me. It bothers my body, but it doesn't bother me, my soul. It doesn't bother my peace. It doesn't bother my ananda. It doesn't bother my contentment. But everything else is like, just as I arrived here, there was no current, and just as I got out, the current came, and every day, this is like a part of your life that at every moment, whatever has, and you have never asked for anything. You don't pray to God. You don't ask anything that, oh, this should happen. Tell me, if you're one with God, how can you ask anything from God? What kind of a God is that you have to ask him for something or her for something? If the God is omnipresent, it is there. But it depends upon where we are. Where are we stuck? Are we really in that reality where we believe that God is all pervasive? We remember it when we are in a happy times. Oh, God is everywhere. The minute we get a little bit of trouble in our lives, we forget everything. Come on, God, Sai Baba, please help us. Little bit problem comes in our life, all our bhakti becomes zero. We start getting angry, we start shouting at people, we start blaming people. That in 5 minutes, all our jnana, all our wisdom, all our love, disappears in a second because it doesn't suit us any longer. That's it. It's a part-time, devotion towards God, part-time devotion towards experiencing a truth. You are really man enough, as they say, woman enough, you can call it. If you really want to experience truly what life is, have the courage to believe in the words of your master. We are such fearful people. We will believe our master when it suits us. When we want something, then we believe in the master. I have asked my master, I will get it. But selfish, you're beggars. Real beggars. We want always something from God. Try to be God yourself, no? Instead of begging, asking, start giving. God said, what does God do? God gives. Baba never had a penny with him, right? He only gave. And he, look at what happened to Puttaparthi, and look at, worldwide the missions that are going on. Tell me, hold that goodness in your heart. Hold that truth. Remember, I keep saying, principle is Trikaran Shuddhi. Purify your thoughts. Think like God, speak like God, act like God. And you are God. And you will attract everything that God has. Never for yourself. Never for, your own selfish interests. Live for. Baba used to just keep giving. We are all energetic beings. Our bodies are a pass-through mechanisms. This energy comes from the source and it has to be shared. It has to be passed. It is for others. It is not for yourself. Who are others? The others are the physical manifestations of your own self. Ekam sat vipra bahuda vadanti. There is only one truth, known by many names, in many ways. We are all that truth. All of us are part of this truth. And this is what we have come to experience. We all know, we can all quote paras and scriptures and discourses, but we are not experiencing it because we actually don't believe in our master. We only believe based on our convenience, based on what suits us, based on what our mind allows us to believe. And so therefore, but the one who really is a true seeker is the word I'm using. I'm not using, please don't, fool yourself by calling yourself a devotee, because that is a trap. There we get stuck in that, that devotee brings its own set of ego. If you're a seeker, then as a seeker, the seeker of, not Sai Baba, seeker of truth. And if you are a seeker of truth, then your master is ready to take you, provided you're willing to let go. Let go of all these false ideas that you've created, all the false stories that your mind has come, and the false stories that you keep projecting. I was talking to somebody, a good friend of mine, and that person said, oh, okay, I am doing this now only for my children. Why only for your children? What about your husband? No. I have decided that, this has to happen like that and that. I said, nonsense, don't talk to me if this is how you're going to talk. If you're going to still see the separation between, I'm going to be a good mother because I'm a mother. But with my husband, he is not such a great man. I am just trying to keep. What is this? How can you divide yourself? How can you be, in this falsehood? I'm going to do this with these people and I'm going to do this with the others. What separation? How are you even talking like that? How can you even divide things into this thing? You have to be the same with everybody. What kind of a love is this? As long as we keep seeing people separate from us, we will keep creating stories and challenges and we'll keep being caught. You want to really experience your truth, you have to experience this pure love, which is what will qualify us to be in this age of selflessness. Then stop being selfish and think about yourself. Start thinking of everybody else as part of you. Something happens to our child, our mother, our sister, our this thing, we jump and we start to, take action. What about others who are suffering? And why do we want, people to start listening to us only? And, if they don't listen to us, then we start feeling angry about it. If our advice is not accepted. It's always about us. It's always about us. We are so obsessed with our own selves. We want to show to everybody how good we are, how much of seva we are doing, what kind of things we are doing. We only want to show. And if we don't get appreciation, we start feeling angry. Then we don't go, next time. Such fragile egos, so much caught up in this make-believe world. We're all wanting validation. We should be recognized for what we've done. Why did you do seva? Did you do work for recognition? I'm sorry. I thought you did it for that was the path that your master showed you. You did it for your own emancipation, for your own realization. If you did it for others to acknowledge you, then the whole reason was incorrect. Because the whole idea was to let go of the ego. The idea was to become pure, nirmal, saral, sahaj. We were not to add anything. We were to actually let go of all this. I told last time also, if you're feeling unwell, any one of you, if you're feeling unwell right now, bring in the power of that pure love within you. put your mind aside and invoke the power of the truth and the pure, creative, energetic, healing life force, and it will take away all that you're suffering from. Do you have the courage to call on to that purity and to leave out your mind? If you have, then this instant you will find your healing. And whenever I say this, a lot of you I hear, but I would love to do that, but but this is one thing I want to hold on to, or this is what I want. See, I'm telling you, life was never meant to be so complex as we made it to be, that we now need artificial intelligence to run us. And I've said this so many times before. This is what that consciousness, this is what my master inspires me. What is coming in front of us is not artificial intelligence. We are going to fool ourselves in this artificial intelligence for the next few years. But what's coming forward as we step into the golden age? But by that time, many of us would be gone. But those who will remain will be pure, unalloyed gods, experiencing and living that truth. And that is divine intelligence, DI, not AI. The divine intelligence. Because remember, just imagine when all of us become self-realized and we are that pure consciousness, what this consciousness is going to bring. Remember how the ancient forefathers, let's say of the Sanatana Dharma, of the Indian heritage, of the Bharat's heritage, we had our teachers used to be spiritualists, they used to be scientists, they used to be economists, they used to be mathematicians, they used to have all the knowledge in one person, right? That is the power of divine intelligence. All that wisdom I am being shown, all that wisdom is now being brought back again. All that knowledge, the technologies that we are going to bring out are going to be just mind-boggling. The revolution that's going to take place is going to be so beautiful. We cannot imagine today because we are still thinking in terms of machines and artificial intelligence. If we were to be ruled by machines, and if machines are going to start doing everything for us, that's not the future that was created. It's a wrong projection. It's a projection of a mind. It's not the projection of consciousness. It cannot be. So start thinking, go back to the basics and the drawing board and understand what was this creation all about. Spend time with yourselves. Instead of thinking about, what is the next meal to be cooked, think about, like a child, the divine laws of this universe. How beautiful is this creation? And where are we stuck in this creation? And why are we stuck in this creation? What is it that I'm holding on to? What is it that I'm fearful about? What is it that I'm, fearing that I will lose? And as usual, after bringing you all into that serious mode of contemplation, the only thing I can say is, I love Peter Sellers. And therefore, what do we say? Ta-dang, 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 ta-dang. Life is to be enjoyed, right? So, if there is no joy in this life, then life is not worth living. So, if you don't own anything, if you have no attachments, you may own things, but if you are not attached to anything, then you will always have a smile on your face. You will always be happy. And just when people will remember you, they will also start feeling happy. They will experience this joy. So I hope you have experienced a bit of joy tonight. And you're experiencing this love coming from the source. Because that's all there is. I have long back stopped my identification with this body. I just identify with the pure energetic source from where everything comes. So when I speak, it comes from that source. What I speak comes from there. How it happens, when it will happen, where it will happen, I have no clue. So, love you all. Thank you for being here. And let there be peace, peace, and peace. And let there be well being for all our brethren and our sisters and all the beings in this universal order. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti.